Hello everyone, my name is Kid Lee. Last week I released a video talking about how can BioWare bring players back to Star Wars The Old Republic. That video was meant to be a discussion video, and boy did it really fire some people up, which is exactly what I was trying to do. I was trying to get people talking to each other, get some discussions happening, so that I could actually make some more videos talking about more subjects you guys want to talk about. So for this video, we are going to talk about whether or not SWTOR should consider changing its business model. And if you have no idea what that is, it basically means, should it be a sub-game, free-to-play, hybrid? How should people either pay or not pay for the game in order to access current and new content? Now, to start this off, I think it would be wise to sort of look at what's currently out there. What are some of the other options, and what are some of the classic options? So I want to go ahead and start off with number one, which is the classic sub. It's something that a lot of MMOs have kind of gotten away from, but basically what that is straight up, you want to play the MMO, you pay $15 a month. There's no free-to-play model. There may or may not be a cash shop. So that's what I'm calling the standard or classic sub. Option number two is buy to play with paid expansions. So basically, you buy the game once and you get all content for free, all updates for free. Except for when they actually release an expansion, you then have to pay for that expansion. Next up is free-to-play, and that is simply you can play the entire game for free, all content for free. Now, whether or not you actually have to do pay expansions or free expansions or cash shop, that's kind of up in the air, but the baseline is all the game, all of the content in the game is 100% free. And then the fourth one is the hybrid, which at this point I think most MMOs have switched over to some variation of the hybrid. There are still some doing some of the others, but Star Wars Old Republic in particular is what I would call a hybrid, to where they have both the free-to-play model, the preferred, and the sub, and all three different levels offer different things. They've also gotten away from the paid expansions and are doing if you sub, you now have access to the expansions. Or if you put a little bit of money into the game, go preferred, you actually have access to some of the previous expansions. Now comes the question, do I think SWTOR should change its business model? My answer is actually going to be yes on that. But which one? Which one? First of all, I think I want to start with which ones it should not do. First of all, free-to-play. I know there's some of you out there who would wish the game would go completely free-to-play. So as a free-to-play player, you could have access to all of the content. That's not going to happen, and frankly, I don't even support that. How are these developers going to make money to put into the game, to hire more developers, to get more resources and time to build things if it's 100% free-to-play? You really cannot rely on just the cash shop to have enough money into a game to make a good content. So free-to-play, 100% is not going to work. Classic sub, there's no way they could go back to classic sub. That's just not going to work for them. I feel like they would lose too many players if they went back to some sort of classic sub. It's interesting, I've been here on the channel, I've been covering Ashes of Creation a little bit. It sounds like that game is going to go classic sub. I mean, I'm sure they're going to have a cash shop as well, because that's what everybody does anymore. Lol, boring, whatever. We hate the cash shops. But it sounds like that's what Ashes is going to do, which is kind of surprising. So the question remains, what do I think SWTOR should do? I think SWTOR should pretty much follow what Guild Wars 2 is doing. So I think they should do a buy once and you get all content with the paid expansions. So with the current state of the game, what I think they should do is they should go ahead and just throw a bundle together and say, all right, so here, and I'm just going to throw out a number here, and I'm going to say $19.99. You pay $19.99, you're going to get the 1 to 50 content, you are going to get Rise of the Hutt Cartel, you're going to get Shadow of Revan, you're going to get, Galactic Starfighter and the housing deal, which technically they considered those like mini expansions. Well, you're going to get all of that. Now, for the last 2 expansions, I think they should actually be a separate cost. I think it should be low, and they should not separate them. They should put them together as one package at $10.99. So at $10.99, you would then get the latest 2 expansions with all of that story content. Because between those 2, you're talking, just off the top of my head here, because every chapter is almost an hour. There are a couple that are about 45 minutes, because I actually recorded most of them so I could actually look at my channel. It's like, all right, hour, 45. There are a couple of them that are even over an hour. But between the 2, you're looking at probably pretty close to 20 hours, if not more, of story content. So I think $10.99 is a pretty solid number for that. But then, moving forward, they should indeed charge for any future expansions, and that price should vary based on the amount of content that's in an expansion. If they do a full, here is a new story, it's 20 hours long, here are 2 new raids, 2 new flashpoints, a new PvP arena, and of course some of this might be free anyway, then I would say, all right, $19.99, that sounds pretty solid for all of that, a real full expansion, $19.99. If it was even super, super crazy, like if they actually threw in, okay, new class with a story, this PvE space content that I've been talking about forever, I would be okay with $20-$30 on that. But yeah, I do think that is the model they should switch over to. They should go ahead and revamp their systems a little bit and switch over to that buy-to-play. Like I said, put together a package with the 1 to 50 and the first several expansions for $10.99. And of course, what they would do is if you are currently a sub or you are currently preferred, you would get that new pack for free. If you are completely free to play and you've never spent a dime in the game, you should have to pay that $10.99 to basically unlock all that stuff. I think that's completely fair. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. Should SWTOR change their business model? And if they do, which one would you like to see? And of course, I am looking for topics for future videos down the road. So if you want to throw a topic at me, I will go ahead and grab it just like I did with that last video. But yes, do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Do you think it should go full free to play or classic sub or stay with the hybrid? What do you think? Go ahead and leave a comment down below this video. But that'll go ahead and do it. Thank you all so much for watching. Everybody keep playing, have fun, and we'll see you next time.